Hello, I'm Eric.
And I'm Tiffany.
We are Teriffic Pace, and we are with
Just Got Played.
And today we're going to be unboxing The Rise of Ix, which is an expansion for Dune Imperium. So stick around. Okay, so this is Dune Imperium, A Rise of Ix. As you can see, we also got a promo card from our friendly local game store that is Boundless Ambition. It's got a nice little effect on the bottom and the signet ring on it. As you can see from the specs on the box,
it's for 1 to 4 players. It's going to take you 60 to 120 minutes, and it's for ages 13 and over, and there's a video on Watch It Played.
Excellent. I'm assuming those stats are basically for the main game, as it were, because you can't really play the expansion. Just the expansion.
It's not a standalone.
It's not a standalone. That is correct. All right, so what do we got going on? So we have a very large rule book, same size as the other Dune rule books in the other boxes. There's not a whole lot of pages. We're looking at 12 total, and it's the same as the other rule book, so it's nice, shiny.
Yep.
Big, yes. What do we have? We have deck of big cards, deck of little cards.
Wooden bits.
Some wooden bits. I believe those are the, I forget what they're called. Dreadnoughts or something. Bunch of leaders.
Player aid. And
some references. Some bags. All right, so check out the new leaders. Prince Rombor Vernius.
Bless you.
Thank you. Tessia Vernius. Archduke Armand Assaz. Elisa Assaz, Viscount Hundro Moritani, and Princess Yuna Moritani. And of course, they all have different starting abilities and signet abilities. So that's nice. There's quite a bit of them there. And rules for rivals. Dune Ix rules for rivals. I don't know what that means, but there's some helper sheets for it. What's in our bags, babe?
Wooden bits.
Wooden bits? Yeah, these just look like counters. Standard cylindrical wooden counters.
And over here, little rockets.
Yeah, I believe they're the Dreadnoughts, which is a new unit for battle. Yes, little wooden rockets.
A little something.
We got a couple of boards in here. These, at least one of these, I know is an overlay on top of the main board. It takes up a spot in the top right and kind of freshens that whole area up. So that's nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this board is for. Okay.
It's for playing.
It's for playing. Then we have some, whatever these are. Okay. They're pretty standard punches. Pretty easy to punch. A couple of keys over here.
Yep.
Maybe they're the keys to the spaceship.
Maybe.
I didn't know spaceships needed keys.
Of course. How else do you keep it safe? You don't want somebody to take off in your spaceship.
But you don't need it to start.
No.
It's a push button start, but you need a key to get in.
Well, yeah, you gotta have the key close enough when you press the ignition.
We'll do a check. Oh no, surprises. Just box. All right, excellent. And of course, we got some cards. Want to tackle one of these?
Sure.
The one that's not just a little flap. All right, this looks like more Intrigue cards. Well, that's nice. Nothing wrong with more stuff. Oh, more conflict cards. Okay. All right, more stuff. Pretty standard. They follow the format, but I bet there's a couple of different things going on.
Some new stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, some new stuff. Along with the Intrigue cards also. More stuff is always great, right, babe?
Yep.
Excellent. And then we have a pretty thick deck of the standard cards. Looks like these are the standard cards. These are probably Automa, I believe. I think that's the single player stuff. Okay. And then this many additions to the standard deck. Again, featuring more stuff. You'll see there's a new symbol on some of these cards, which looks like a space shuttle and a shield. I think that has to do with this board here. Yeah, see this board here. This is new. Like I said, this is the overlay. It goes on the top right, and it mostly just replaces this part and the orange part on there. But this is a different system going on. So when you get one of these, you can go up on this track or cash out where you're at and everything below it. So that's going to, I'm sure a lot of this is going to incorporate that. Like I said, there's one right there. Another one right there. Well, I guess they're the same card. Looks like a lot of doubles. But again, just more cards, more variety. That's a good thing.
They can say it's the spice of life.
It is the spice of life. Yeah. All right, but that's pretty much everything that came in that box. We'll put our promo right in there, and that is Dune Imperium Rise of Ix expansion. Thank you for joining us. Okay, while we have you here, we figured we'd show you how we put everything back in the giant Dune Imperium fancy box that we showed you in our last video on this. We're going to show you a couple of things awesome, a couple of things I got a little complaints about, and how we packed it all back up. All right, so first of all, we put all of the regular deck cards in with the rest of them. As you can see, that is a fairly big deck at this point, but they all do fit very nicely in the little slot for that. We mixed the Intrigue cards in with the base game Intrigue cards. I don't know if you can see this. I think they're slightly a different size. If you can see that, so that's slightly annoying to me. Of course, those are going in here with these Intrigue cards. And same with the conflict cards that are now mixed in with our conflict cards. We're going to put these in here. And we put the tech tiles here in this other section right here. And we also found that there are 4 copies of this card, which is called Control the Spice, which apparently is for the starting deck in an epic game.
Epic game.
In an epic game. We didn't even know there was an epic game, so now we're intrigued by that. But of course, there's also plenty of room and little dividers for the personal decks, for the new decks, because you're just adding the one card in there. One other minor complaint I have is... you're going to be able to see here in a couple of minutes that they knew that they were coming out with this expansion when they made the Deluxe Box, which came with the little minis, but they didn't give any Dreadnought fancy little minis. So now the soldiers are actually bigger than the Dreadnought, which is supposed to be an incredibly large,
that's nice,
big bad combat starship kind of thing. So yes.
Terrible cosmic power, itty bitty living space.
Itty bitty living space, yes. Other than that, we just put everything.
Incredible cosmic power, yes.
Incredible, yes. We just put all of the player components in with the bags that already were in this spot. The new leaders. All right, so the old leaders, as you are probably aware, the base game came with 8 of them. And there's a leader, and on the backside of each one of them is also the player aid. All right, so the new leaders, there's only 6 of them. They do have the updated rules on the back, but since there's only 6 of them, if 4 people were using these, not everybody would be able to flip one for the updated rules. So that's what these 2 are. On the one side is the updated rules, so if you need to use them for the player reference, you can set those down. And on the other side are a couple of things like the rules for rivals and the solo game. But all of that, as you can see, fits all nicely in here. In this one, excellent. There were those 4 keys. Those 4 keys were for a very specific leader. And we already had a little bag going that had, for one of the Harkonnen leaders, he's got his own little thing going also. So we just threw those in the same bag over here. And just to refresh you, we're putting that in here. This components has the water, the spice, the money, and the old discs that have been replaced by the minis for the player board. But we're just going to put these in here. in this spot there. Excellent. All right, another minor complaint. The Deluxe Box and upgrade kit came with card sleeves, but not enough for the Rise of Ix expansion. So we actually had to send off to Direwolf Digital and get another pack of card sleeves. And now there's 8 million extra card sleeves too, because they were basically like 20 short of being able to cover everything. And now we have a whole bunch left. We're going to tuck that in there with our Automa, and our standard market cards are over here on the side. So that's this one. I don't like the tails. That's we're in good shape, so that box is good. Lost all my covers, babe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one. If I can figure out how to put it right. There's one. And then these just go on top of this one. Right, so to put, I'm going to tuck a little silicone in there. It's probably dumb, but I like dumb. So I'm just going to tuck it at the bottom of these and then stick this in here. Oh, all kinds of wrong. No, I don't remember how to put all this back together. We're doing this. And then this. Does our pattern look right?
Yep. And I see a circle.
All right, perfect. Which I believe is actually the map of Ericus, the planet that we're actually playing on right there.
Oh, nice.
All right, and then of course we have this, which again all we did was add the stuff into the different player bags. And then here's what I'm going to see where you can tell that they were preparing for this, because this is actually fantastic. All right, let me get the Chome overlay. The Chome overlay goes perfectly in this spot here. The tech board goes perfectly in this spot here. And then the playing board goes perfectly in this spot here. So my point here, if you knew that you were doing all of this, why didn't you give us Dreadnought units? All right, and then all of this, of course, goes on top here. With now 2 rule books and 2 reference sheets. Goes here on the top. And that is the complete Dune Imperium experience. I personally absolutely love this game, so maybe we'll get a review going soon when we get a chance to play with the expansion. Once again, I am Eric.
And I'm Tiffany.
Thanks for joining us, and happy gaming.